Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and today we are going to be reviewing the Star Wars Original Trilogy, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Now this was a book that I read as a child, but this is unfortunately not the original copy I had as a child. I recently repurchased this book along with the prequel trilogy novelizations that you saw if you watched my April TBR. But we are going to be reviewing these one by one, and we are going to be reviewing these novelizations individually. So the first one, A New Hope. Interestingly, this was published in 1976. Which is a year before the movie came out. And just so you know, if you have not seen the original trilogy of Star Wars, there's going to be a lot of spoilers, so you've been warned. So, A New Hope. The novelization was published in 1976, and the movie came out in 1977. And the novelization was based off of, I think, the first cut of A New Hope, which is completely different from the cut that we have now. For example, there's a scene where Luke is hanging out with his friends before he meets Obi-Wan, and his parents have killed him before he meets Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it also introduces his best friend Binks, which dies at the very end of the movie. And there's several scenes with Luke and his friends in the novelization that we don't have in the final cut of the movie, but that were going to be in the first cut of the movie. It was all taken out. There was a lot of stuff in A New Hope that was taken out, rearranged for the final cut, and you can go look up videos on comparisons, because there's video comparisons between the first cut of the movie and the final cut, and there are completely different movies. The Death Star fight is totally different in the novelization versus the movie. And also you get different lines because it was based off the first copy of the movie. It has a lot of different lines that you don't see in the movie that we have. And also it feels like R2 and 3PO have a more bickering friendship or relationship, I guess. It doesn't feel like there's friends. It feels like there's more of a beef going on between R2 and 3PO. And in the movie, it feels like it's just a friendly thing going on. So, and A New Hope was also the worst written of the three novelizations. The novelization of Empire gets them closer to the final movie. There aren't very many scenes that are changed from the novelization of Empire to the final movie, but I don't know what was published first, the movie or the book, but I will be sure to link that. I will be sure to look up what was released first, the novelization or the movie. And there's also a few things that are different from the movie of Empire to the movie, and a lot of it has to do with Luke and in the Battle of Hoth. And he goes unconscious in the Battle of Hoth, and I don't think he does in the movie. It's been a while since I've seen Empire, but I don't remember him going unconscious in the Battle of Hoth. and also it's again Empire is is fairly consistent with the movie, and there's some dialogue that is different, but not a whole lot. And this is written significantly better than A New Hope was written. And then Return of the Jedi. This was the one that was written the best, and the one that I enjoyed the best of the three novelizations. The thing that I find the most interesting about this, the novelization of the original trilogies, is that it seems that as the more and more successful Star Wars became, the more money they had to invest in higher quality writers. For example, George Lucas wrote the novelization of A New Hope. And then a guy named Donald Gold wrote Empire. And then James Caan, Kahn, wrote Jedi. And I feel like Kahn's novelization of Jedi is the best written of all of them, because not only does it give you like more descriptions, not only does it feel more like a novel, but he also spends more time in the characters' heads and tells us what they're thinking a lot. And I appreciate that, because you can't really do that in a movie without breaking the fourth wall. And in a book, it's not breaking the fourth wall at all. So Jedi is the best written novelization of the original trilogy, probably because they had more money. As the more successful Star Wars got, thus they could hire better writers. And also Jedi seems like it was also the most faithful to the movie, in terms of the scenes that were in Jedi. And it also, the Jedi's, it's just an amazing novelization. Adaptation. Read it. If you only had to read one Star Wars Original Trilogy novelization, read Jedi. It is the best novelization of the three, because in Hope, in A New Hope, and in Empire, it feels, especially A New Hope, it feels more like a screenplay that they're writing, because there's not a whole lot of description, and there's not a whole lot of more context and what's going on. It's just like, it's very efficiently written. Here is what's happening. Let's go to the next thing. That's what it feels like, especially in New Hope, and a little bit of and also in Empire, but mostly in A New Hope. But Jedi was definitely written by a novelist, it seems like. So, what would I give as a rating for the Star Wars Original Trilogy novelizations? I don't know. I would say either a 3 out of 4 or I'm going to say a 3 out of 4, because it's the quality of writing changes, and you have to get used to the different styles of writing. The New Hope, like I said earlier, A New Hope reads like a screenplay. And then Empire reads a little bit more like a novel, but they don't. But they're gonna really sounds like they're gonna hire a novelist. They're gonna go all out and hire a novelist for the movie. And then the Jedi, they got a writer who was a novelist, and it's the best of the 3 books, and it's also the most faithful to the film. So that was a review of the Original Trilogy novelizations. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.